Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about the Aklot 15 string harp, and I've mentioned before that I think it would sound better and definitely be a lot easier to navigate once the strings have been changed. So today I'm just going to quick go over with you how to do that in case this is your first harp and you would like to have the correct colors in case you want to move on to something bigger or better in the future and you want to learn it the correct way. So here we go. So this is actually a super easy process that I'm going to show you today. And you can use this on every string, or you can do this just for the miscolored strings. And I'm going to show you on this F right here that is green, and I'm going to change it to a blue string. So the first thing that we want to do is flip it over here, if you can see that. Let's do it this way. We'll flip it over this way. And we're going to take our tuning wrench and find our green string. And we're basically just going to turn it until it is detuned and kind of falling off the harp, which, as you can see, it's already doing. So now we're going to flip it back over. Now we got to get this string off the top here, which can be a little tricky because these are kind of knotted on there. This is not how I usually do my harp strings, but I don't know if it is more standard somewhere else. It's very possible. Okay, so now we are removing this green string, and we're just going to thread it back through the eyelet hole over here. There we go. And now you can see we are left with this string, and at the very end of it there's another almost like little eyelet piece, and it seems like Aklot has used these instead of string pieces or leather holders to kind of hold the strings inside the harp, which I think is kind of clever. So I'm gonna cut that string off and use this again. And here we have our new string. I'm just using an extra one that I had lying around, but the best way to do this is to probably call or email Robinson's Harp Shop, and they can put together a specific string set or just send you the strings that you need for this harp. And I will put their website in the description so you can go see it. They're wonderful to work with. I use them all the time. So here's the tricky part. First we have to find our eyelet down here. You can kind of see there. And we stick our new string in it. And these eyelets are a little tricky to navigate. I think the holes on the other side are much smaller than the eyelets, so it's kind of tricky to get them in, but if you keep trying, you will get it. And there you can see the string sort of poking out the back there from the string rib. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take that string poking out from the back, and we are going to tie a harp knot. But first, we're going to put that little eyelet piece that was attached to our other string onto here. And it's going to go in the middle of our two loops. I suggest watching another video about the harp knot because I am not going to be able to do this in a way that demonstrates it very well. I am not great at it as it is. So that one goes in there. No. Nope, see, I did it wrong that time. It is definitely tricky to get the hang of if you don't know what you're doing. And I still don't know what I'm doing, despite changing a whole lot of harp strings by now, so. Okay, and now we're going to pull on that knot. and it's relatively stable, and it's holding the eyelet. And so now we're going to go ahead and pull the string through the front. See how that's kind of pulling against the soundboard down there. And we're going to flip it over. Get that strap out of our way a little bit. And now we're going to put the string through the hole in our tuning pin, making sure to thread it so that it's going over the bridge like the rest of the strings. And now, this is going to be kind of tricky to show you flat as well, but we're going to take our tuning wrench and put it on the back of our tuning pin there. And now we can flip her back over so we can kind of see what we're doing here. And we're going to want to wind it so that it pulls this. Whoopsies. This is really hard to do flat. Okay, so get this back on the fourth one. There we go. And we're going to want to wind it so that it pulls that way. You can kind of see how that's pulling. And the first wind, we want it to go on top, so closer here to the camera. And get that extra string out of the way. And as we get closer to the second turn, and you want to check your tuning periodically because you don't want to make it too high without paying attention to what note you're on. Okay, we're going to keep turning it, and we're going to kind of push the string down so that it starts winding back towards the harp now. And that's just to kind of keep the string a little more stable in its hole. This is probably easiest to do with a tuning app, but you can sort of do it by ear, at least get it close. Kind of hear that those two strings that are next to each other are kind of the same note, so that's pretty close. And then we're just going to stretch it a little bit, and you can stretch it just by gently pushing down on the string, and you can see that lowers the pitch quite a bit. Want to kind of keep stretching that string out because these nylon strings take a long time to stay in tune. And there we go. That is how you change that string. And then you're just going to want to keep tuning it like you normally would tune any other string. You're going to need to tune it a lot though, so just to be very aware of that. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope that helps with how to change the string. You can cut off this little extra bit, it's not that important, but you do want to wait until you've tuned it a little bit more to cut it off, because you don't want to break your string. That's no fun. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.